Hey guys, this is Ruben Dua, the CEO and founder of Dub. I wanted to share such an interesting hero story with you guys today that's been truly inspiring for me. Now, chances are, if we're running sales, if we're running marketing, if we own a business, if we're trying to get our prospects to become our clients, one of the channels that we are pursuing is email. Now, email is still one of the most effective forms of marketing because we all have an email address and it doesn't really cost anything aside from the sort of server costs and the software costs. It doesn't really cost anything to send out emails. Now, the burden, the obligation, the opportunity is on us to make it be completely value focused. If we are spamming people, if we are bothering people, if we are nudging and nurturing and sending out numerous amounts of messages to people when they don't have any interest in what we're selling or what we're offering, then of course we're doing a massive disservice to our own business. So I would encourage you guys to really think about this topic, that if you are sending emails out, to make sure that you're being value focused on those emails that you are sending. So the story that I would like to share with you guys today is about my martial arts instructor. He is the owner of a fitness studio, martial arts center, child care place. It's just an awesome family destination. It's called Ekata. The website is ekata.net, and it's in Santa Clarita, and it's just a fabulous place. Uh, what's interesting is that since I met Ed, I told him, I said, hey, listen, first of all, we're going to get you set up on Dub because why wouldn't you? And number two is that I encourage you to stay consistent with the video email newsletter. And what that means is grab your phone and go wherever you feel comfortable, whenever you have a message to share, and record a video. Grab the Dub mobile app, put your phone sideways, put it upright. You can use the teleprompter on Dub if you'd like, or just go raw. It doesn't really matter. You can record multiple clips or you can do a single clip, whatever you are most comfortable with. But the key is to share updates about your business. There's always stuff that's happening internally, externally for our businesses. And our prospects and our clients, they want to know about this. They also like to get updates from us. And this is a massive opportunity for us to stay top of mind with them. You know, when someone's thinking about a fitness center or a martial arts studio, we want them to think about Ed. And if they get that email, or if they get a video in the form of a social post or an ad or whatever it is, and they see Ed, there is a parasocial relationship that gets created where we look at Ed in his eyes and we feel like we know him. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to be consistent on a video email newsletter. Now, I don't think anyone can be truly weekly consistent. I think that's really hard to do. I think it's better to stay consistent at least on a monthly basis, and then if you have more updates that are more frequent, to record a separate video for that. So let's take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and what I'm going to show you guys is what it looks like to be to have a newsletter that goes out. This is a newsletter. Just take a look at this for a second. These are all the emails that he sent out, and if you notice, there's some consistency. It's at least once a month. Now there might be some exceptions where he was out of town, or there was construction, or something was happening internally where he wasn't able to do it. But for most of the time, he has been consistent. Now, I keep on mentioning consistency because consistency is one of the most important things. Let's go ahead and take a look. So if you notice here, this is Chester. This is his dog, adorable, sweet dog, and super mild mannered. So good on video, super chill, doesn't disrupt most of the time, at least. And if he does, it's probably cute. And I think this is just a great example of how to be, frankly, human in our videos. I mean, this is Ed at his business with his dog. I mean, how much more? I don't think you can get more human than this. Here you notice he's comfortable in his office with his frame behind him. You know, you'll notice he's got a front light source. He's got a decent mic setup. So the eye line is healthy. The audio sounds really good on these. I'll share that in a minute. And, you know, he's chill. He's casual. No big deal. Here he is at his home studio with a bunch of guitars in the background. Another one, his bookshelf. You know, when we see these videos, we build, again, that relationship with Ed, that parasocial relationship with him where we feel like we know him. Here's another one with Chester, you know, super sweet. So all of these videos are money in the bank. I mean, every single one of these emails that he's sending has some sort of an announcement relevant for the community or relevant for people that are interested in becoming a member. So as you can imagine, this has done wonders for his business. In fact, in a moment, I'll share what that looks like. He did a really, really nice post on Instagram where he showed the studio sort of like filled up, and it was really nice to see that because when we do all these channels, when we're on email, when we're doing our ads, when we're on our social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, when we're on YouTube doing long form videos, we get to be omni-channel. We get to be wherever people are, and some people like to see us on multiple channels, and other people only hang out in one channel. So we might as well do it all because no matter what, we're going to catch all. We're either going to get more touch points with our people in our audience, or we're going to find the people that we might not have caught otherwise. Like some people say, well, I'm only going to do this on Facebook, or some people say, no, I'm only on TikTok. It's not that much more effort once the content is created to post it on the omni channels. So I encourage you guys to do that. I'm going to go ahead and bring up this Instagram post. And this is another perfect example on how we can use Instagram to just document our life, to go through what we're already going through, and then just to share that with people. So let's take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So this is an example of some of the social media videos that Ed and his team are doing. It's sort of a healthy combination of photos and videos. If I click Reels here, you'll notice these are all Reels that were done in real time. This one actually here was a live video that I actually helped record, which was really nice. Live videos are another really good example to do. I mean, chances are you've got something interesting that's happening in your workplace. You've got a webinar, you've got a workshop, you've got a meeting, you've got a presentation, you've got a demonstration. Why not open up Instagram and just stream it live? I personally like to stream on Instagram the best over TikTok or YouTube. YouTube doesn't really get much of an audience like Instagram does. But remember, you can download the video from Instagram and then repost that to TikTok or YouTube, or send out a video email newsletter with it using Dub. All of this is possible. The point is just to use one device to capture the video. So I think in this case, Instagram's a really good example of this. This is one of my favorite videos because it's Ed just doing Ed. He's just walking down his staircase. He's sort of showing the gym, and he's showing that it's filled up. And that's like the most exciting thing for me to see as sort of someone that's been guiding him, that he actually shows the benefits of building a community, of, in this case, sending video emails or doing his social posts. I mean, imagine if your business was like this. Imagine if your business was filled up with clients. Each and every one of these customers here they're spending anywhere from $50 to $600 per month. I mean, that adds up. So obviously, there's plenty more work to do. We've got bigger goals. We can accomplish so many more things together. Nothing is perfect. Remember, what we see on the internet is not always perfect. There's always, hardship that goes into owning a business, being a small business owner, being an entrepreneur. It's not all rosy. There's ups and there's downs. But I wanted to encourage you guys to flip the switch a little bit when you send your email newsletter. I'm just going to quickly show you what it looks like. When I say fancy HTML graphics and why potentially people don't respond to these, I'm going to explain why that's the case. So this is an example of a couple of templates here, right? And these are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The logo, the graphics, the color, things are centered. The fonts are beautiful. A lot of work goes into these. An HTML developer has to build this, and then a graphic designer has to create the images that goes into the template, and then a copywriter has to come in there and they need to QA it, make sure everything works and it's mobile responsive. It looks good on mobile and tablets and desktops. There's a ton of work that goes into these things, which is why, frankly, it takes sometimes days, if not weeks, to create a video email newsletter using a template. So if you want to be immediate, that alone is a reason why you should use something more text driven, where you have simple text like this and then an animated GIF with a call to action video here. It's very, very immediate. But the point here that I'm trying to make is that if you were to get an email from one of these, a company that has a template just like this, chances are it's going to be from a no reply email. Okay. And what that means is that you are not getting replies to your emails. Now, I want to explain what that means and what the repercussions to that are. if you are not getting replies to your video emails, to your emails, I should say, what's happening is that you're building a reputation based on non engagement. Okay. So think about this, the algorithms behind Microsoft and Outlook and Google and Apple and all the major mail servers on the planet, they are tracking our data. I hate to say it, but it's a fact. They are tracking the data. What is the reply rate to an email domain or to an email address? What is the click rate to an email that was sent out to a particular user? And if those metrics are low, what you're doing effectively is damaging your reputation. Okay. So you have a vested interest to get as many replies as you possibly can to the emails that you send, both on a one-to-one basis and on a group basis. So I encourage you guys to, number one, don't send a template newsletter like this unless there's some very specific reason. Make it look human and have the last line in all of your emails say, please send me a reply. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Get people to respond to you. Getting the click is great. Getting them to watch the video with the thumbnail and the link that you had and the button, awesome. Get those people to click that. But at the same time, getting that reply is, number one, going to be really good to drive engagement. But number two, again, it's going to increase the reputation of your domain. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, should I use my regular email address to send my email newsletter? And I always say, well, it depends. If it's on a very small, hand raise only basis where everyone that was watching it was totally interested in what you were saying, then I think it's okay to use your regular email address. But if you have any cold emails on that list, then I recommend that you actually get a secondary domain. Okay, so we have dub.com, but we also have dubemail.com or dub.email. We have a bunch of emails that we use to send our newsletters out, because if there's some sort of a glitch, then we can kill it, we can swap it out, we can replace it. Now, you might don't before you go and just jump to buy a new domain from which you can send your emails. There's two other things that I highly recommend. Number one is to actually get a email cleaning service, okay? And that is what I call email list validation. So email list validation, if you notice here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. This is a list of providers that give you email list validation. Okay, there's a lot of different ones. Here's an AppSumo. This is like a lifetime deal. That's probably going to be really, really cheap. There's a bunch of these email list validation. We use them. We use another one called I can't remember the name right now. Maybe it'll come to me. But these are really, really powerful. And what you do with these is that you import your list of email addresses. This could be a CSV file, it could be an Excel file. You import your list, and then what it does is it sends a ping to the servers to determine if those emails are actually real. Some of them are bounce emails; those are bad. Some of those are catch-all emails like info@domain. You want to get rid of those because people don't read those. Those are just basically for sending. Broken emails, domains that have been disserviced or out of commission. Basically, you want to get rid of all of those bad emails because, again, as you send your email newsletters, you are also building your domain reputation. So clean up that list, make sure there's no bad emails on it. And then the second thing is actually email warming. So I don't know how many people have heard of email warming, but let me show you what that looks like actually. Email warming, I'm going to type on Google, I'm going to type email warm up, and I'm going to show some providers to you guys. But email warming is basically a service, or it's an idea where before we start sending emails from a domain, we want to make sure that that email has some sort of a reputation behind it. And the only way to get a reputation is if this email has been around for some amount of time, is if people have replied to the email and if people have clicked on emails that they've received from that domain address. So there are services to automatically warm up your email. We've used both of these. We've used Mail Warm and Mail Reach. Both of these we've used, and they seem fine. They all do it slightly differently. So I'd just encourage you to find one that you like. Maybe try Mail Warm or Mail Reach, one of these guys. I think what's interesting about these is that they're really weird emails that get sent. They're nonsensical emails that their AI engines or their algorithms send out, and they go to these particular email addresses, and then some bot replies to it. It's this really weird experience, but it works and it exists for a reason to build up your domain reputation. Because a lot of people, they do the cardinal sin of email newsletters. They use their own email address. They send it out to an email list that has not been cleaned, which is really bad for the domain reputation. And then they do it without having the email warmed up or some sort of a positive reputation. There are providers that you can use to actually go and check the reputation of your email. So if you look for mail domain checkup, there's a lot of services. The one that we use is actually called MX Lookup, and they have sort of a domain reputation checker. So I encourage you, let's go ahead and see if we can find them. Email domain checker. That's what I'm going to Google real quick. And yeah, there's a bunch that I just recall right here. Oh, here it is, MX Toolbox. Let me show you guys this one. This one's really good. So I typed in email domain checker, and then this one is my favorite, MX Toolbox. And let's go ahead and type my domain, dub.com, and let's see how our health is. Watch the ads. Don't click these ads, please. So if you notice, there's some issues here, actually, which I have not experienced in the past. So this is something that we have to go and take a look at. The good news is that I don't see any red exclamation points, because that means there's some issues. So the other one that I like to look at is, let's see here. Actually, this is a different service to verify the email. So I will let you go and check this yourself, but go and, oh, here's another one, domain name checker. Let's see this one. Oh, actually, this is actually selling the domain name. Scratch that. So go check MX Toolkit, that lookup tool that I just showed you. Go and use that. Use your domain. See what the reputation is. But remember, guys, use video in your emails. Don't get too caught up on those HTML templates. They don't work. We have so much data to prove this. Through Dub, my company, we have probably seen hundreds of thousands of emails sent out, text-based, with video, and then with an HTML template. And I'm telling you, the ones that function the best are the ones that have simple text that look like they were written from a human being, that have an animated thumbnail GIF, because that just shows proof and it's something visual, and that they have a simple human message, right? The ones that are based on templates, unfortunately, they do not get the results. You know, we've seen a lift of 3x to 30x on this. So try it yourself. Don't take it from me. Do an A/B test, but keep it human, keep it real. And remember, stay consistent like Ed. That's what it's all about. If you're not consistent, it doesn't really matter. See you guys at the next video.